talk about Red Sparrow. I mean Anna. What is up, Flick fans, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about the brand new Luc Besson movie, or is it Luc Besson? I'm gonna go with the first one. We're talking about Anna. I need you guys in the comments down below. Let me know, did you enjoy this movie? Have you seen it yet? Because looks like nobody's gonna watch it. Okay, we're talking about it though anyway. Anna, let's do it. So beneath Anna's striking beauty lies a secret that will unleash her undeniable strength and skill to become one of the world's most feared government assassins. Anna is one of those very interesting films that gave us one trailer, and I have seen that trailer multiple times before multiple movies, but I never really saw any other forms of marketing. I saw one poster, but it's just like the studio wanted to hide it because they knew they had something awful. And while a lot of people will think Anna is a horrible movie because of the themes, what it represents, some things that went down behind the scenes, not of this movie, but with the director, he's been accused of certain things. So I think a lot of some critics will look at this and say, well, this director is making this provocative piece for this woman. He shouldn't be doing that. I like to just discard all of those things and look at the film and the movie that I just came out of. And the movie that I just came out of was interesting, entertaining in parts, and then in other parts it just feels like it didn't know what it wanted to be. There are really good elements in Anna, and there was the potential here, especially when you look at this particular cast. Cillian Murphy, one of my favorite actors out there, he is constantly popping up and doing a wonderful job, and he's great in this movie. Luke Evans pops up, and he is great in this movie. Sasha Luss, who she was really good as the lead. She was compelling, she was beautiful when she needed to be, but she was also very fierce. The issue that I have in that regard is, yes, she is fierce here, but then in other respects, she's being treated like this. Okay, she's going to overcome that. This is a story about this woman, but where this story goes and where it heads plot-wise, in all of the different directions that it goes with the KGB on one side and the American government on the other side, and she has to kind of play for and against both of them, could have been way more interesting, I think, if the storytelling would have been a bit more simplified. Now, some will watch this film and say, yes, I love the addition of the flashbacks and the fact that this movie kept twisting and turning, but these twists, for me, they were so on the nose and so sloppy, and it felt like every time we were getting somewhere with this plot, we would just cut to 6 months earlier, and 2 years earlier, and 1 year later, and they kept doing that. It felt like every 15 minutes, it's, oh, here's a twist, boom, we're going to show you what you thought you knew, but you really didn't know because this character was doing this the entire time. But the fact that they kept giving us those twists started to make those twists predictable, because every time something happened and the movie made you think this is happening, you knew what it was about to do because it had already done it 3 times prior. So the unpredictability of this script started to become predictable after a while. Did what I just say make sense? Probably not. Here's what I will say positively about it. It's not your average spy espionage thriller. Yes, I said Red Sparrow in the beginning, and it is Red Sparrow light. It doesn't get as intense as Red Sparrow did, and I actually think I like the story in Red Sparrow just a bit more, or maybe I like the storytelling a bit more. Luc Besson, I see what he was going for here. I really do, and I understand the idea of not just telling a straight-laced narrative, right? He is placing you at this point in time and then pulling you out and putting you at this point of time and then flashing you back, and every time he does it, he shows what actually happened. But that just started to become repetitive after a while, and the movie lost me. Now, if I was more enthralled and entertained by the dialogue, then I would have been 1000% on board with where the narrative was going, and it's a cool concept. It really is. In theory, it was great. In execution, I think it was just a bit sloppy. It could have been better, but I'm not going to sit here and crap on Anna because I don't, that sounded weird, the movie, because I don't think it was a horrible film. There are really good elements, great acting all the way around. I didn't really see one performance that felt shoehorned. She was thoroughly entertaining, and there are 1 or 2 action scenes in here. Some of them weren't the most entertaining action scenes. We've seen them before. Atomic Blonde did these action scenes way better, but there are 2 in particular that I can think of. One, while everyone's sitting there trying to eat dinner, and that action scene, I believe it was in the trailer, that was great. The camera work, the movements, all of that was awesome. You're following her, and she is really good. I'm sure some of it's her stunt double, but she did a wonderful job. I just think Anna was too much for its own good. The story could have been simplified, and like I said, I did predict multiple story beats at the end of the film because they kept revealing themselves. The twists could have been cool if they would have played it a different way with the script, but they continued to reveal themselves. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and say you should not go see this movie, because if you enjoy his work and what he has done in the past, this is in the same vein. I just think the storytelling, it was too much for this film, and because of all of those things, go right in the middle. I'm going 50%. It was more entertaining than I thought it was going to be, a bit sloppy here and there. Sometimes the dialogue lasted too long, and the movie itself is too long, but there's some solid moments in Anna, some really interesting characters, and a third act that is pretty fun, even though it's predictable. Thank you guys so much for watching this review, and if you enjoyed it, be sure to hit that thumbs up and tune in later on today for another video, as always, and then tomorrow, my top 10 movies of 2019 so far. We're talking about that. Thank you guys once again, and I'll see you very soon.